This podcast is brought to you by Cascom Radio TV. Kalalaki mong tao, bakit ganyan ka humilos? Bakit parang ang lambot mo? Paano mong bubuhayin ng pamilya mo niyan? Mukhang hindi ka magtatagal sa trabaho. O, kababae mong tao, ba't ganyan ka umasta? Dapat prim and proper lang. Parang Maria Clara. Manatiling elegante at huwag maging ambisyosa. Babae ka ba talaga? Lalaki ka ba talaga? Ano ba kasing gender mo? At paano ba tamang umasta base sa gender na mayroon ka? Tatalakayin natin yan ngayon dito lang sa Gender Reveal, Group 3 Risk Communications Podcast. Magandang araw, buenos dias, and a blessed day to all our fellow castmates. Habang busy sa pagtitiktok ang Ate Aubrey at Ate Kina ng grupo namin, ako muna ang makakasama nyo para sa bagong segment na ating pagtutuunan ng pansin, tenga at pangunawa. This is Raiya, second year AB Communication student, your third time host for our new podcast segment, Gender Reveal. Disclaimer. This podcast content and data are backed up and based on the United Nations Development Programme's Human Development Report. If, however, we generated a misconception regarding our issue within our segment, we humbly accept responsibility and shall be held accountable under our course's subject. Bago tayo magtungo sa pinaka-topic ng ating podcast ngayon, castmates, gusto ko munang kumustahin kayo. Kumusta ang mental health nyo? At paano nyo hinahandle ang marami at mabigat na obligasyon na ipinapataw sa atin ng mundo? Kasi kung ako ang tatanungin, marami akong masasabi riyan. Dahil bilang isang babae, alam na alam ko kung gaano kalaki ang gap at ang pagkakaiba ng mga obligasyon ng babae at lalaki na kung tutuusin hindi naman dapat masyadong pinapakomplikado. Kaya nga ngayon, pag-uusapan natin ang Gender Development Index dito sa ating Gender Reveal podcast para mas malinawan kayo sa usaping ito. Let's start? Okay. For the past several weeks, we've been told to be intelligent and considerate in our actions in life, particularly in our courses subject of risk, disaster, and humanitarian communication, which our professor Sonia Capio is now teaching us. We have decided to participate and provide educated information on the Gender Development Index because this is another vital necessity to know. Pamilyar ka ba patungkol dito o ngayon mo palang ito narinig? Ang Gender Development Index o GDI ay ang sumusukat sa level o gap na sumasagabal sa pagdevelop ng ating humanitarian achievements. Bakit? Base sa data na nakuha namin at napag-researchan, may 3 basic dimensions ang human development para sa babae at sa lalaki. Ito ay tumatalakay sa health, knowledge or education at living standards na mayroong kalakip na mga component indicators. Ang mga component indicators na ito ay kumokonekta sa HDI o Human Development Index para sa babae at lalaki hanggang sa umabot sa Gender Development Index. The Global Development Index or GDI is calculated in 167 nations around the world. Based on comparative equality in HDI values, these countries are divided into 5 groups. This simply means that by categorizing the countries, the statistics will reflect an equivalent result when gender gaps favoring males and females are taken into account. The GDI also shows how far women are behind their male counterparts in terms of advancement and how far they must catch up in each area of human development. The GDI is relevant because it assists in determining the true gender gap in human development achievements and in developing policy measures to close the gap. Kung bibisitahin natin ang site ng United Nations Development Program Human Development Report, nakasaad rito na ang babae at lalaki ay nairaranggo o nabibigyang titulo base sa kanilang ambisyon sa buhay buhay, taon at kalidad ng pag-aaral, at ang kapital na sahod na kanilang naiuwi sa bahay. Ibig sabihin, kung hindi pumapasok sa standard or old traditional or cultural practices ang nagawa o ginagawa ng isang tao, kung lalaki man siya o babae, ay may kalakip silang diskriminasyon na haharapin sa kanilang kinatatayuang lugar. This also contributes to the gender inequality that many of us are concerned about. Dahil hindi lang naman ito nagiging laman ng usapan sa loob ng eskwelahan o sa bahay, pero buong mundo ay apektado ng isyong ito na matatawag nating risk sa pagpapalaganap ng maganda at tamang pamamalakad sa buong mundo. Currently, the top 10 countries with the highest gender equality and GDI percentage according to World Economic Forum data from the year of 2021 are Iceland with 89.2% of gender equality. Finland came in second with 86.1%, 84.9% in Norway, 84% in New Zealand, 82.3% in Sweden, 80.9% in Namibia, 80.5% in Rwanda, 80.4% in Lithuania, 80% in Ireland, and Switzerland at 79.8%. Global gender parity or global gender equality fell from 68.6% in 2019 to 68% in 2020. According to the 2021 report, owing in part to the global ripple impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. According to the World Economic Forum, closing the gender gap will take us 135.6 years based on current pace. The largest current gender differences comes in the category of political empowerment, which widened by 2.4%. A concern backed up by figures such as the fact that 81 countries have never had a female head of state before. Well, here in the Philippines, nagkaroon na tayo ng iilang mga babaeng presidente. Pero nitong nakaraang eleksyon, nakita naman natin at mai-scale natin o matitimbang natin kung paano ang nangyari at kung paano ang naging basihan ng tao sa pagpili ng kandidatong gusto nila bilang presidente at nanguna na doon ang gender nila. Kaya hindi natin maitatanggi na isa ang gender sa mga nagiging standard pagdating sa politika. The economic participation and opportunity category has the second largest discrepancy. Although the ratio of women in skilled professions has increased and income equality has progressed slightly, both positive developments, significant wage disparities persist, and the share of women in leadership positions remains unbalanced. Females also appear to have more likely to lose jobs as a result of the pandemic and to be slower to reclaim those jobs once the pandemic's limitations were lifted. On average, educational attainment gaps are minimal, 95% closed internationally, with 37 nations reaching complete gender parity, and the gap in health and survival is similarly 96% closed. While these figures are positive, the report warns that both appears to be stuck, with the final few percentage points appearing to be just out of reach. Gender parity or gender equality varies a lot from one part of the world to the next. And now, the Philippines is ranked 17th in the world but first in Asia with a 78.40 percentile. This only demonstrates that the Philippines is coping with the growth that the rest of the world requires. Yet, with this proportion and ranking, we should still be capable of providing and treating everyone with respect and equality that they need and deserve, whatever gender they have. We should also press the administration for additional humanitarian development so that future generations might not suffer from the gap that we are currently handling. And yes, that concludes our podcast report on risk, disaster, and humanitarian communication. If you are interested in learning more about Gender Development Index, you may view my fellow group leaders' TikTok videos, which also address the significant topic, Gender Development Index. This is Raiya, and thank you for listening to our Gender Reveal podcast. Until we connect again. Bye!